Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're doing well. I hope that you woke up today feeling good, happy, or at least content. One thing I've learned throughout the course of my life, through the really hard times that I had when I was in full-blown active addiction, homeless, all that stuff. One thing I learned is that being content is okay. Life is not always going to be great, wonderful, happy, yay. Sometimes it's just going to be content, and you have to learn how to be happy and grateful with that. Um, and I think that that attitude of gratitude is so important to have, because uh, expectations can really become something that can drag you down, right? Let's go. Oh my God, he's getting worse on this leash, I'm telling you. Come on, let's go. Come on. Um, yeah, expectations are not usually really good things to have, because you can be let down very easily. Uh, and if you wake up every day thinking that, life is going to be this amazing, incredible thing, exciting, all this, that's just not the way life works. Some days it's rather dull, but guess what? That's where you have to find that gratitude. I'm glad days are dull, because I had enough excitement, uh, usually the bad kind. I had enough excitement to last me years. I'm happy just to wake up in the morning and put my feet on the ground. That's enough for me. If I got a roof over my head, a safe place to stay, I'm good. That's content, and then I can be happy with being content. Am I all packed up? Not quite yet, but I will be today. I'm so overwhelmed, man. I'm overwhelmed. I keep thinking to myself, like, I don't know what else do I bring? Like, I know clothes, I got the tent. Yeah, I'm like totally overwhelmed, but that's all right. I'll be okay. Come on, let's go. I get overwhelmed when it comes to stuff like this. My ADD is like terrible, so my organizational skills are really bad. And when it comes to having to do this type of stuff, pack for a trip, and I get like, super flustered. Super flustered. Yeah, that part's no fun, but it's all good. I think, I packed clothes. I got the tent. Um, uh, I'll have some snacks. Um, I I guess maybe I should probably get like a couple big water jugs. Probably that'd probably be a smart thing to do. And otherwise, yeah. I know you said you were packing like 4 days ago. Through the tunnel we go. So, speaking on an attitude of gratitude, I made a post yesterday that normally I wouldn't make on this channel, but after I watched this young woman's story, I was so moved, I was so emotional, I was so angered, infuriated, and to be honest with you, flabbergasted that this type of thing still exists in this world, that I felt like I had to post this. You know, I said it in the post. I have a platform, right? Whether it reaches 10 people or 10,000, it's still a platform. And if I don't use that platform to address things that I believe are important, that I believe in, or to try to do good with, then I'm irresponsible and I don't deserve to have that platform anymore. When you're in a position where you can reach others, I think it is absolutely your responsibility to do so. And that doesn't mean, just necessarily talking about cryptid shit and paranormal stuff and UFOs. When things like this come up, it's important to use that platform to address them. This girl's story was something out of the worst nightmare you could ever possibly have. If you're not familiar with it, I beg you to watch it. Her name is Yeonmi Park. She's a North Korean defector. In 80 years, only 209 people have successfully defected from North Korea. Okay, think about that. In 80 years, only 209 have successfully defected from North Korea. I guess I was uneducated to the horrors of this place. I just didn't understand exactly. What are you doing? Come here. What is wrong with you? Come on. Come on. Maverick, come. Come. What the hell's going on with you? And he just freaked out. Some dude was walking by. He never does that. He loves people. Guess that must have been a sociopath or something. I guess I was uneducated to the horrors of this place. And I knew North Korea was a terrible place. I didn't understand it was this terrible. Come on. No, we won't find out because no one's sleeping in a tent together. That's why. That's why Alex had tossed out the idea about a 10-person tent. And then he was like, we did that last year and, And I'm like, you guys, I promise you, none of you are going to want to sleep in a tent with me. Number one, I snore. Number two, I don't sleep well. So I'm like tossing and turning and yeah. So I believe we all have our own tents. Probably better. But anyway, let me get back to this. What she described as life in North Korea is the most horrific things I've ever heard in my life. I didn't even I didn't even understand. Like I know how bad Nazi Germany was through historical text and anecdotal references and stories from Holocaust survivors who were there. And that was awful. This North Korean dictator, Kim Dick Suck, whatever his name is, has possibly eclipsed Adolf Hitler in just being pure evil. And it's not just him. It's been every dictator there for however many years. Every single North Korean, if you're not part of the regime, basically knows that they're going to die from starvation. Every single one. They know that. They know it so well that they have that that they see people and they can say, "Oh, he or she is in phase 2." They have 6 months. They have 8 months, or he or she is in phase 3. They have another 2 months. And the description of what starvation death looks like is a nightmare in and of itself. They're not allowed to think for themselves. They're so afraid. Everything over there is basically a jailable offense, and a lot of it is execution, right? So if your family commits a crime against the state, the country, a political crime, which can be something as simple as folding a piece of paper that has the picture of the dictator on it, putting a book over the top of it. It's a political crime. If someone in your family commits that crime, you got to get down. You can't go through there, Bubby. 3 generations at minimum of your family will end up in prison and suffer. 3 generations. I mean, this is it. I can't even fathom. So they take children to watch executions. They're put in the front row. Children as young as 2, 3 to watch public executions from the front row. It's mandatory. And it's all to instill fear and to brainwash and control. Then they have, I believe she was talking about, like, in school, every single day they have to criticize somebody else in that class or somebody else they know. And they have to confess their sins. Like, please forgive me, wonderful, great dictator, for not being the best spokesperson for the regime that I could be. I was selfish and lazy, and I will do better. Thank you so much for forgiving me for my sins and pardoning me. By the way, Sally, she's lazier than I am, and so they have to criticize her. So she's like, so they, Sally is untrustworthy and lazier than I am, blah blah blah. So they're doing this every single day. What that creates is no trust between the people. How can you start a revolution if you don't trust anybody? So they're afraid, even though all of them are terrified of the regime and they don't want anything to do with it. They're so afraid that they're afraid each other are going to, rat them out for something that they may do or may not do or may even just think. Their mothers and fathers would tell them, don't even whisper anything out loud because the mice and the birds may hear you. I mean, this is a nightmare, a absolute nightmare. And I watched this interview and I cried like multiple times. I couldn't believe that there are human beings out there that are suffering this way. Get out of there. God. he's been so bad the last 2 days. I don't know what is going on with him. Very, very, very defiant. And now you're about to get a bath, a hose bath outside. You just got mud all over you. But the United States of America puts its nose in people's business constantly, and a lot of it I don't agree with. Some of it I do. A lot of it I don't. If there was ever a time and a place to step in and step up, it's there. That government needs to be ousted. They need to be overthrown, and they need to be ousted. Here's the reality. The life is so bad there that as a way out, mothers will sell their daughters into the Chinese sex slave markets because they know that's better than what they have in North Korea. How awful is that? How awful is that? These places are sick. They're sick. They're twisted. And I'm usually I try to use compassion when it comes to things, but I have none for these people. None. I don't. I just assume fire a missile right into the Capitol and just end it. The people there probably be better off too. I mean, not that I want to hurt any. Yeah, China's not even anywhere near as bad as this place. These people escaped to China. They went to China voluntarily into the Chinese sex market to get out of North Korea. That's how bad North Korea was. And then you have to watch this interview. I beg you to watch it. It's so moving. She is so incredibly strong and a walking miracle. I know it's a political topic, but this has nothing to do with you and me and party lines, Democrat, Republican. I don't give a shit about that. This has to do with a humanitarian issue on a massive, massive level. 300,000 North Korean women are dying from starvation or sold into the sex market. I mean, this is it's insane. It's insane. Angels, you believe Bigfoot? No, I don't think Bigfoot has anything to do with the Nephilim. Personally, I don't. I think that's a totally separate thing. Maverick, wait. Sorry. Gotta clean up after my dog. Um, I think that there may be other giants of some sort here, possibly, that may have something to do with the Nephilim. Maybe. I don't know. Even that's questionable. Hold on one second. Sorry, guys. Can't tie this with one hand. Okay, sorry about that. No, I think Sasquatch are people. I think they are an intelligent race of people. Uh, I think that they are just as different individually as you and I are. But if you had to lump them together, I think that they are. Uh, very, very intelligent. You're cute. Hi. Hello, kitty. I think that I don't know where this cut off, but I think that they're very intelligent. I think that they're spiritually strong. I think that they are able to love and have and show compassion and empathy. Um, if they weren't, then there's a whole lot of us idiots who would be dead. Yeah, you got to check it out, guys. I'm pleading with you, please, just check it out, share it, so that other people can see. Like the issue is here, right? So and I'm not happy with the United States. I think the United States is becoming a joke. It's an absolute joke. The things that we're doing right now, meritocracy and all this shit, it's destroying what once created um, great people by just handing out shit to people for no reason, right? Um, if there's no like, you know, everybody wins, then where does the drive come from to do better, to be a better person, to work harder? So I'm not very happy with the United States on a lot of levels, but what I do think is one of the things that happens here because of that, because we have it so easy for so long, is that people don't realize or they forget. I don't watch the news. I don't watch it at all. I don't have any desire to, because I don't believe most of it. I think most of it's bullshit anyway. Um, so most of the time I try to educate myself through other ways, reading different things, yada yada. Um, I knew North Korea was bad. I just didn't know it was a whole country of slaves. I didn't understand that, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who don't get that either. So it's important to share things like this, to educate others, maybe to make things happen. They have no. Do you know it's the darkest place on the globe as far as like an inhabited country? It's a black spot at night. There's no electricity, none. It's a black spot. I mean, this is crazy. Anyway, let me stop. I'll stop talking about that. Let's talk about something else. So I have a real fascination with stop it now when they discover um, like uh, a tomb, or they discover the crystal skulls, or they discover um, anything old and ancient, and you look at it and there's no way that this was made using the tools that they had back then. So I have this fascination with things like that. And there are a lot of things out there like that. Obviously, there's always going to be those scientists and professors who are going to tell you lies. They're going to say, oh, no, they did this and they did that. Like talking about the pyramids, if you go by what the conventional um, theories are and how they made the pyramids, how humans did, you're talking about like, God, I forget. It's like thousands of years it would have taken to make them. Thousands of years. And that, that doesn't line up. Um, there just had to be some other way, and there had to be help. Hey, come here. Come here. Sit. Sit. Sit down. Sit. Maverick, sit. Oh, man. This is like, the last 2 days is probably the most defiant he's ever been. Stop it. And I don't get it. Nothing's changed. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. So anyway, I'm sorry. I had have a fascination with this stuff. And like things like the crystal skulls where it was, there was no way for those things to be machined, made out of one solid piece of crystal, no tool marks on it at all. Just crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Sorry, I don't know what happened there. Oh, yeah, he may be. He might be. And it didn't do a darn thing. It didn't calm him down one bit. I mean, I know it's not a miracle cure, but usually it calms him down a little. It didn't do anything. Didn't do anything. I swear he's got another set hidden somewhere. But yeah, these crazy things that are found that just they don't make sense as far as time periods and the tools that they had and all that stuff. It's all very interesting. There are these blocks in, oh man, where is it? I forget where it is, but they're boxes. They're big stone boxes made out of one piece of stone. And I'm talking giant, like I forget how many tons, just they're massive. They're taller than you and me, wider than you and me. They have a lid. They're perfectly symmetrical. I mean, they are perfect squares, perfect, with a very smooth surface. There's no way. There just isn't any way that something like that could have been made as long ago as these were made, unless there was help, unless there was something else going on. It's all just really crazy stuff. And I'm curious what you guys think about the pyramids. I'm curious what you think about, um, things like that, or the crystal skulls, or anything that, that's kind of that um, subject. Do you think that there was help? Do you believe that we could have done it? I mean, I know humans can do some amazing things, but you can't do more than you can do. And when you don't have certain things at your disposal, it makes things much more difficult. So I was just curious about that. Oh, gosh. Yeah, that's what I believe. I believe there was help from something, somewhere. You want to watch the truck? You like the trucks? You like the big truck? Good morning, Bigfoot Mama. How are you? So yeah, I think there was help for sure. So I just wanted to bring that up because I was watching a podcast on the Concrete podcast, Concrete with a K. They have some really interesting guests on. If you've never watched, give it a watch. There's some really interesting guests, some really interesting topics, everything from quantum physics and uh, extraterrestrial travel to Anunnaki, and it's really interesting stuff they have there. Some really intelligent guests, and it's like this is a podcast that's doing millions of views, man, millions, and it's talking about some pretty niche topics, if you will. Although I do believe like UFOs and stuff are probably pretty mainstream, but some of the other stuff isn't. So give them a watch. Cartarians, yeah, that's another one that I've been seeing quite a bit of lately. I don't know if we are, but there seems to be a lot of things that if the Tartarians were real, that we've taken from them, design wise, architecture wise, engineering wise. So this weekend, Green Mountains, Texas Falls, Vermont, 4,000 feet elevation. It's going to be 6 of us one day, 5 of us for the next. In an area where there are historical reports of Sasquatch. And it's also an area where Alex has filmed and had some strange things happen to him and the people that were with him. Had some stuff of the trees and some other things. So I'm super excited. I'm slightly nervous. I haven't been camping and I don't know how long. And I've never done this kind of camping really ever. So I'm a little overwhelmed with it. But it's going to be awesome. It's going to be amazing. There will be no service. So unless I happen to hit a spot where I have some for a brief moment, there's going to be no live streaming, guys. I apologize. I know that's something that we all look forward to, including myself. But when you're in these areas that are so remote, it just doesn't work. But I'm going to film. I'm going to film as much as I can. Anyway, I'm not going to film everything because we have. I only have so many battery backup charger things, and I don't want to use them all up. So I'll film certain things that I think are areas that look really cool that should be shown and filmed. If there's any activity, obviously I'll pull out the cameras and start filming. I'm bringing my phone, obviously the Osmo, and then I'm gonna bring my Canon, the big goofy camera that I never use, except for like at you know I actually haven't even used it really there much, but I was gonna say for like taking pictures at holidays or anything, but I haven't even used it there much. People just go to their phones. But I'm gonna bring all 3 just in case, and see what we can do. I'm gonna have Alex try to help me with the Canon because I still don't even know how to use that thing properly, and also see if he can help me learn the Osmo a little bit better. Um, the only problem I have with the Osmo still is that I don't have the money to get the editing software I need uh, to edit the videos from it, because the small videos from it are so large in size. So I have stuff filmed. I just haven't been able to edit it. but that's all right. That's fine. It's not like there's, at least to my knowledge, it's not like there's any Bigfoot on those videos. Maybe once I edit them, we'll find something. Maybe that'd be amazing, but who knows? So yeah, this is going to be exciting. It's going to be really exciting. And I forgot to say it yesterday, and I meant to. I just wanted to thank Darkwoods again for um, his appearance on the show. It was wonderful. What a great guy. Him and his wife are just wonderful folks. He did a great job, and so he'll be back on in a week. Um, what else was I gonna say? Well, I think that's it. Come on, let's go home, Bubba. Anyway, yeah, so I'm sorry, there's gonna be no live streaming unless something dramatically changes, but I doubt it that in those woods that far out, we'll catch a signal. Alex will have an emergency GPS thing, in the God forbid anything happen that we have to use it, but in case of an emergency, um, it's going to be interesting, that's for sure. Oh boy, he's about to go ape shit. Here we go. Okay, say hi.
Oh my goodness, Lily. Lily, I mean, really.
Well, that's him too, going right underneath her. Uh-oh.
Lily keeps like jumping over him.
Hey. Okay, all right, that's enough. Let's go.
Good to see you.
Yeah, you too. Come on. God, you guys are animals. But I guess that's kind of the truth. They're animals. All right. I'm getting inside. I got a bunch of shit I got to get done today. And I'm overwhelmed thinking about it already. So, yeah, wish us luck. Send us some light and positivity and some good juju. And I'm going to go into those woods with the same attitude I always have. Happy to be there, grateful to be there, hoping to make a connection with one of these beings, these people of the woods, and hope that they get that, hope that they feel that energy and they reciprocate. All right, guys, I'll check you later. Till next time, peace and chicken grease. I'm out.